thought you might like to see some of the nesting dolls I have in my collection, beginning with the typical Russian dolls, Matryoshka and the Babushka dolls, beautifully made and colourful, and they can stand for aspects of yourself perhaps you're comfortable with, you quite like about yourself, or if you're working with members of your family or a particular group, they might represent colourful, kind, friendly people. It's very much how you see them and what they mean to you. Moving along, we look at some of the character dolls I've collected. Oh, that's just my duck in the background, sorry about him. And you see here a policeman, a guard and a nun. When I work with them or look at aspects of myself using these, the policeman might represent the bit of me that wants to keep the rules, that is worried if I break the law. That internalised critical parent perhaps, and along with that goes my good girl. I think the nun's quite a fun character to have, for a good girl who pleases everybody, who keeps the law, obeys God, all those kind of internal scripts and messages that we have inside, be good. And then the guard, similar to the policeman in a way, but the one who is perhaps more protective, a protective part of you or someone in your family that always looked out for you. We can't be prescriptive because for each client it will have a different theme. And even as you're looking at this, it will have different meanings for you. And coming along next is Superman, who's quite a big character, and Superwoman there, Batman and Robin. Not absolutely sure who the others are. These could be that powerful bit of yourself, or I have a Super P, a Super Pauline, who thinks we can do anything, go anywhere, teach anyone, and I have to rein her in or we get very tired. But they can be quite fun and energetic. Now, these little monkeys in the background were suggested to me recently by a colleague, and I think they're fascinating. Can you see that they are speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil? How powerful would this be? Particularly that little one with the hands over their mouth for the part of you that couldn't speak, or someone in your family that never had a voice. And how amazing to work on that part of yourself. There we have some nativity characters. I think there's the wise men with Mary and Joseph, or one of the shepherds possibly, and the baby Jesus, but they can become whatever you want them to be. Now this was an interesting one to find a doctor, a rescuer perhaps. I was looking for a nurse, but I did find one, but unfortunately she was a very naughty nurse and took something off at every level, so you really don't want to buy one of those. So a little warning lesson, just always check what the next level reveals. So that might be a rescuer, a caretaker, someone who's always busy looking after everybody else. This, I guess I use the computers, perhaps people who aren't really in touch with their feelings, a bit in their heads. What would that mean to you? How would you use that as part of yourself? A dissociative part perhaps, or someone in your family that never really seems to get it? And then just more classical black and white ones that could have any meaning you chose. You can see some very old nesting dolls here that I've literally had for years, long before I used them creatively, and the penguins. And there's a nice wise owl. All the ones inside are identical where I haven't separated them. These are the cheeky monkeys. I think they're quite cute. They could be a playful, free child part of yourself, or perhaps an annoying sibling. A couple of Santa Claus figures. I wonder how we might use those. Someone who was always kind and made us feel happy, or perhaps a different meaning. Moving over, so here was a set of dolls I had where I actually had painted on expressions because they were just all happy. And I thought, well, inside we're not always happy, are we? And I've got an angry and a tearful and a shocked self in there. And here is a playful set of nesting dolls. Is that a free child, or is that a role you had to play, that your family wanted you to play? Can you see how it will have a different meaning for in each case? Now over here we have some angels, and a fallen angel there it looks like, And again, that could be the good girl, the kind person, the one who looks after everybody else. But also here we've got the ninjas. The ninjas are brilliant. I love them. And they could easily represent anger. They've got very angry eyes, haven't they? And hidden. And perhaps there's a small ninja inside one of those angels. What we are on the outside and what we are on the inside can be quite different. So moving along to the plain nesting dolls, you'll see here that I've got a very large one. And that's a set of 10 or even more, I think. And I like that because it's quite handy to have one as a very powerful part of your life or member of the family. Size is really helpful in this. It could be God, it could be a father, it could be a mother who had a very powerful effect on your childhood. Now, you also see in the background there some chalk marker pens, and they're brilliant because they've got a fine point and you can actually draw on the feelings, save yourself a bit of money if you really haven't got much spare cash at the moment. And you can see here how I just simply drew inside that happy smiley face was a very tearful, crying self, and down below that was a very angry one. You can wipe them clean with wet wipes so that you can see that there is quite a lot around for you to choose from. I'll just slowly go back and let you see them all again. Storing them can be a problem, obviously, but I have them all in one big box. And I hope this has given you some ideas. There's so much out there. I just Google nesting dolls, or character nesting dolls is quite a good thing to Google. I would love some transparent ones, so if anybody ever finds them, let me know. And there we have my collection for now. It will grow. I hope you've enjoyed meeting them.